1991, I flew to Teddy Island. The water's turquoise blue and I'm back wild. Living in a jungle and it looks like Thailand. Everybody's gung-ho, 911 dialing. Met the girl on the plane. Went to Water Island, sweet like sugar cane. The girl was beguiling. Putting lots of gold, you know that I'm styling. Never get...
Welcome to Television, Intense TV. I'm your host, Robert Lewis Tyler I, Mofo. And I want to introduce, we have a very special episode of Television Intense TV today. Talk show live. I want to introduce my co-host, Jerrell Parker, right here.
Vallejo, California, comedian, Jerrell Parker. Comedian, writer, comedian, all that.
/ co-host, TV, radio, newspaper, magazine. and he came in through, by way of...
Vallejo, California.
Vallejo, California, by way of Babylonia, through Istanbul, right by Constantinople, straight out of Mesopotamia, by way of out of Mongolia, through Vallejo, and straight into Napa, downtown, right here. So today we got some guests on our show today. We're gonna do a celebrity ambush and call one of our first guests. We'll try Quincy Jones Jr. Let's try him, and then or should we try DJ Sparkle? Let me try Quincy. See what's up. Hello. Oh yeah, he said audio only, remember?
Oh, yeah.
Can't quite do no audio videos.
Oh, yeah.
Audio interview, I mean. Okay, 1 minute. I'm gonna do the DJ Sparkle. No, he's gotta be ready. He's been begging, not begging, he's been asking to come on the show before. I didn't mean to say that.
Had to correct it real
Make
quick.
him look real good on TV, on live television. Now, he'd been asking to go on the show. His friends had asked for him, and then he started asking if he could do he was asking his friends if he could do the show. Bottom line, right? You ever see that movie Scarface, right? Where he's like, sticks his head, right? And he's like, hey.
Hey, what's up, boss?
All right, how you doing, boss?
Same old, same old. I guess I'm alive. Stop, baby.
Hey, can you flip the script sideways and get the wider view? Yeah. How's that look? Is that better? No, I guess go back the other way. I apologize. It looked better the other way. You can go back the way it was. Yeah, flip that. Thanks. Okay, so our first guest today on TV, talk show live, is DJ Sparkle. Welcome to the show.
Welcome. Thank you.
Yep, and we also have my co-host Jerrell Parker,
What's up
comedian.
with it?
You say what's up to DJ Sparkle?
What's up with you, man?
What's up, Jerrell?
Nothing much.
I don't see you, but I can hear you.
Yeah, you
Oh,
can
yeah,
only
yeah.
see me. All you see is this. It don't really look like this. It look like that, you know. So yeah.
Oh, okay.
So you didn't you do what projects you got going down? You got something going with DJ Flash or?
Well, I was part of when they came out with the Dark Star project. I was in a band called Black Diamond. We pretty much played the music for him back in the day. I mean, he's trying to do some new stuff now. I think I was the only person in the studio that was recording everything. So I got a bunch of outtakes and everything from when we did the Dark Star project that never saw the light of day. But I think Flash, I told him I'd give it to him now so he can do shows and stuff because, you know, a lot of that stuff we had on master reels, I put on cassette tapes.
Yeah.
Nobody has cassette tapes anymore, so yeah,
Right.
that's
Yeah, he was
for me.
he was doing stuff like in '81 and stuff. Like he was way back when, right? You know, in the '80s and stuff. And he's still doing albums with Snoop Dogg and Too Short and E40 and you know, Ronnie Hudson and those cats and the Sally Cell, you know, stuff like that.
Well, we actually thought it was funny because we were a band. Like I said, that was around '79. I think we went to Jamaica in '80. But we were a band. And when he came with us, you know, came to talk to us about the projects he was trying to do, we were like laughing because there was no white boys doing it. You know, that's what we were saying.
He was like the first white guy, yeah.
Yeah. Well, he was the DJ on the radio, him and Sir T. and they always promoted our gigs because we did the car shows, we did the whatever was going on, we were like the band that everybody called.
Right.
And we were all teenagers still in high school too, so we were all young. And so they grew up with us, growing up with them. And they would always like MC some of our gigs. And then when we started doing stuff, they were playing our stuff on the radio, or they would always announce every gig that we were at, to the point where they became like family. So when Flash came up with the projects that he wanted to do, we had no problem with going ahead and doing them. And so when he did that, it wasn't just the Dark Star project. He did another single, I Have a Dream. We were part of that also. And then the other Dark Star project that wasn't, we did one with, there was an EP with Sexy Baby and all that stuff on there. And we just played the music. But then it was another band member that we didn't have a keyboard player at that time when we did the first Dark Star projects.
Right.
But we got a keyboard player at the time that he worked on the second Dark Star project, which was Jerrell Parker. And I call him Spaceman. Matter of fact, I play keyboards and drum machines and stuff now because of him.
Right.
And so when that project was pretty much him and Flash, and Flash, like I said, he had big dreams, and we thought it was funny, but we were laughing because we said, it was.
Yeah.
We didn't know we were making history. We just thought we were just having fun.
Yeah.
Kids going gigging every weekend. So it turned out to be good. And then, like I said, we met everybody that was in Dark Star, Love and Steve, Falsty, and all of them. And then after we did the Dark Star projects, they went and did the radioactivity raps and stuff, and started that whole movement. And then, like I said, Snoop reviewed some of those and some of the lyrics from some of those songs.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's been a fun ride.
Right. Yeah, because he was like 79, 80. He was doing, he was like one of the first white rappers. And then Blondie started coming out with Rapture and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But he's this DJ Flash and me, about same age. I think he's like one day younger than me or one day older than me. We're both like 61 years old, right? So
Yeah.
he was like one of the first, like even before Eminem. No, I'm just kidding. But, right? So yeah.
Before Eminem.
And he looked like Elvis now. He kind of looks like, kind of.
A little pompadour.
Yeah. Greased back, and he's got the black leather jacket, and he's kind of like the heavy set Elvis, and stuff like that. You got any more questions, Jerrell, for DJ Sparkle?
Yeah. How you get into it? Like when you got into it, how did you get into it? What made you get into it?
How I got into it was pretty much I was born in Chicago, but I moved to Compton in 1972, and I happened to move on a street called Alondra, which is the pinnacle of a lot of stuff because it was like I didn't really want to come to California, but my mom was like, we moving, you going, let's go. So, and I thank her for it to this day. Well, actually, I thank her for all the moves that I didn't want to do because I became a pioneer from when I left Compton in Bakersfield.
Yeah.
But to go back to Compton, we moved on Alondra, which is where I went to Kelly Elementary School, and it's like everybody that I know from back in the day, from Easy, everybody, we all lived in that same area. They lived on Greenleaf, my boy Tweety Bird Low. It was like everybody on the Banging on Wax first two albums and Bloods and Crips stuff. Those were all my friends I grew up with in that neighborhood. So it was only right that when I started producing that, I went back to that neighborhood and we started doing stuff. So I was on the first two Banging on Wax albums, and I also did Tweety Bird Oak's first album, 187 Ride By. And then from Compton, like I said, I grew up with DJ Yellow. We went to junior high school and stuff together. I went to Compton High, and I ended up we moved to Bakersfield in 79, and I took what I was doing in Compton, because that's when our hip hop had started. Like I said, I grew up with everybody, Mixmaster Spade, Toddy T.
Mixmaster Spade.
Yeah, so we were all in the same neighborhood right there because I moved from Alondra. I was over there on Stanford,
right?
Off of Compton, and then I also lived on Orambie, where Quick Head lived. So it's like I said, I was always in the center of. I live with my career. I was in the right place at the right time.
Right.
Yeah.
There was no garbage going on. We all got love. We still friends to this day.
Yeah.
And we laugh.
I lost your audio a little bit there. Can you hear me? Can you still hear me? I might have lost your audio a little bit. I got that message though. Yeah. I was going to tell you, my deacon lives in Bakersfield. Larry Mims. So he's Baptist church down there somewhere, probably in Bakersfield. He moved up there from Southern Cal. He was my deacon. He's a pastor now. I can't hear you, but I got a good interview out of you, DJ Sparkle. So I'm gonna let you go. I'm glad you got to do the show and say hey to Antron, Flash, and the rest of the crew. And I can't hear a word you're saying, but thank you, sir.
And we can
God
feel
bless.
it. Yeah.
I'm gonna let you go. All right, boss. Thank you so much. I lost the audio feed. Yes, sir. Cool. And then I got another guest. Let me see if I can get this shrinked up. There we go. And then can I put this on the big screen, Justin? I got to make it bigger, huh? Right? That's what she said. Like that, right?
Takashi?
Yeah. Well, I have another caller calling in. So somebody calling in. So yeah. Got one more guest. Not much. So who is it? Who's calling in? Who's there? Who we got?
It's me.
Oh, Takashi 6'9". Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. So what's up?
Fuckers. Like, what's the fuck up with you?
Not much. So tell us a little bit about yourself, 6'9". What's going on?
It's a Cinderella story, but, you know, I like to have fun with, my booty.
Oh.
All you computational fluid dynamics engineers with your quadrifoils and your curvilinear triangles and such, I just want you to know that I am a paranoid schizophrenic with psychotic neurosis and neurotic overtones, okay? So
Okay. Well, thanks for coming on the show. We have other guests right now, so we have to let you go. Thank you, Takashi 6'9", for coming on the show today. And next up, we have another guest. It's, what did DJ Sparkle? Quincy Jones said he only got the audio. Let's see if Johnny Knotts is probably in the recording studio as we speak. I'm going to just do a celebrity ambush on this cat. He's a minor celebrity. You're a minor celebrity, Johnny. He owns a recording studio in St. Thomas and one in Florida. Wants to build one out here, so let's see what happens. He's always in the right in the booth now, right? So yeah. He could give us an update on the hurricane situation. We'll let him go.
He in Florida right now?
Yeah. Pretty sure he's down in Florida right now. And let's see, you got also. Can we pause? Can we take a pause for the cause? No?
Talk about my life. Exciting life so far.
I think, yeah. What do you want to talk about?
Talk about,
Yeah.
let's talk about my life.
Of course.
Why I tell so many jokes. When did I start telling jokes?
Yeah. What was it you got beat up in school so you had to tell a joke to get...
No.
Nothing like that. No.
I can fight a little bit. I can hold my own. Start telling jokes because, you know when you go through something, right? And you go through a lot of...
Bullshit.
A lot of tragedy.
Yeah.
And you got to find a way to...
Deal with it?
Yeah. You know, I went through a lot of tragedy at a young age. I think I was like 7. My little brother was killed.
Dang.
By a speeding driver. So, to deal with it, because I was out of school for a little bit, to deal with the people asking me questions, or before that, I just joked all
Right.
day. You know what I'm saying? So people wouldn't be like, "Oh, you okay?"
Break the
this and
ice
that.
and
yeah.
and just
You know what I'm saying? 'Cause it's awkward for you. know
don't
what I'm
hide
saying?
it and then you out in the open, deal with it, right? Kind of like
Yeah,
deal
yeah.
with things and something.
Like as you see on Facebook, I joke about my family, my dad family, and all that. That's just a way of dealing with it.
Right.
And so that's when I really just started telling jokes, being a class clown, and all that. Before then, I wasn't, but I was young, so. Then I really started just really writing jokes after joke after joke. Probably like in my early 20s, when my sister died.
What?
So to deal with that, start writing jokes about like stuff we used to do and all that.
Right.
A year
So it's
later,
kind of like therapy.
yeah. It helps you deal with it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because when you get because it's tragedy everywhere. You know what I'm saying? But if you can put a funny twist on it, like the outcome of anything,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? It's funny because you get relate to it. You can also relate to the joke, and you can also
Deal with
relate
it.
to the
And
So after my sister passed away, she had ovarian cancer. Like a year later, my mom passed away from breast cancer. Right.
dang.
So so how everything that was going on with that, a lot of other stuff happened after she passed away. Like that people would go through when they're grieving. So I just changed the names of in the joke and put a funny ending to it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
it's still like I'm talking about it, I'm dealing with it, but I'm also giving people that's going through it something to laugh about.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Then a year later, my dad died.
I didn't know if those were all the jokes or if that's really how that stuff happened.
Not even a year later. It was like 9 months later.
Dang.
My dad died. Yeah.
From just broken heart or
Yeah, he just gave up on life. Like,
Yeah.
because after losing 2 kids and a wife, it's
Right.
probably hard to, like, I can't sit there and say how I would have dealt with it because I lost. Growing up, you're expecting to lose your parents.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that's more easier to deal with because you know, your whole life you think you're going to bury your parents. So, but to sit there and have to say you burying your wife and 2 kids, I don't know how to deal with that. I don't know how I would have dealt with it.
Right,
you know what I'm saying? So he dealt with it how he dealt with it. He just started drinking and he just basically gave up.
Your wife's at home right now, right?
Yeah.
Wave, hey, shout out to her.
Yeah, she know what it is.
Yeah. Right.
So
This probably won't go on the air till spring. I mean, on the TV.
oh yeah.
But
we
right
gonna
now
watch it because I'm on
we'll have
TV.
it on the social media in like 10 different ways in about 20 minutes.
Oh, cool, yeah. So when he passed, I write more jokes about my dad on Facebook because he was a funnier parent. Like he did a lot of stuff that was funny, even
Right.
from cussing us out for no reason to just doing certain things. It was always funny, but it wasn't funny when it was happening, getting cussed out and getting,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? But when you sit back and think about how it went, everything, it's just, you know, it's easy to make a joke. And that's why I joke a lot now, like just to deal with everything. I rather make people laugh, and you know what I'm saying, than to sit there and write something sad and make people like, oh, I'm so sorry for you, for this. You know what I'm saying? I'd rather make a joke out of anything.
My dad's alcoholic, like to beat kids, you know.
Yeah.
Then he would joke about it. He'd say, hey, remember that time I punched you in the jaw? And I'm like, yeah. And he goes, well, think about that, and then massage my neck really hard. He said, put some anger into it. He's like, like I don't want to massage her. You know, it's like, well, just strangle me then.
Yeah. So like, that's a lot of reason I do joke a lot because I got brothers and sisters and stuff. So when you sit there, you see a lot of people crying and stuff. You try to cheer people up. You know what I'm saying? You want to cheer people up. You don't want to just sit there and just soak in your grief and all that.
Dwell.
Yeah. Because all it does is bring more pain.
Right.
Yeah. Sit back and just try to joke. And
Speaking of people that died, I was going to say, I rented a place back like in 81 or 82, you know, and it's haunted, right? You know, and there's no such thing as ghosts. These are demons, you know, it's demonic possession, and it's terrifying, right? But I stayed because the rent was cheap, you know, and I moved to another place, same thing, and then I'm there about a year. I left, went down to, lived in all Crip neighborhood in Southern California for a while. Then I come back about 2 or 3 years later, up move back in the same place because it was cheap. The rent was cheap, you know. I mean, most families would be like, I'm out of here. Right? You know, it's like, no. And I was like, I stayed there, and it was like scary.
Was it really scary? Like, was it?
Oh, it was just
Like, was
terrifying.
a lot of crazy stuff going on?
My heart would be just like, but the rent's cheap. So I was like, I don't know why. Also, it's been crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was like bad news, you know. I was gonna say, I was gonna make a movie about a few men that hike up to the Arctic and call it Polar Guys, and have Polar Guys too, where they hike up the pole. So there was some kind of poltergeist in that place. You know?
I mean, well, you know, when the rent cheap, you gotta.
I know, right? Because you know, I was thinking, I don't want to stay there at night. The daytime, it's okay.
So them lights turn off though.
That's pretty bad. I mean, we're still mourning Aretha Franklin's death.
Man.
She passed away, right?
Aretha Franklin.
I mean Aretha Franklin. Yeah. We're still
mourning her sudden passing.
Things like that. And the other thing was about Justin. You know, Justin's doing a good job back here. And this one girl, she thought that Justin and I were brothers. And I said, no, we're white. You know, it's like, come on. You look at Justin, you could tell. You know? And I said, I'm Caucasian. And she thought I said my cock's Asian. And she said, no, I said Caucasian. I said, I'm Caucasian. And she misunderstood.
I had a lady get mad at me on Facebook, and she blocked me because she wrote a status. She said she missed Aretha Franklin, right? And I asked her, I said, like, what can you possibly miss about her? Like, she hasn't made music in a long time, and you don't know her personally. You know what I'm saying? Like, nothing's changed for your life. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
so these used in the Blues Brothers in 2000. Or 1999, they filmed it, right? That was a while back. That was a good 18 years ago, right?
Man, like, she has not done nothing. Like, what can you possibly miss?
Right.
That's just like, if you never seen me for 20 years, and then you hear I died, like, dang, I miss him. Like, how could you, what changed?
You
Like,
didn't tell a joke in the last 20 years. It's like, what?
Nothing changed. Like, it's just, now we know she's not going to make music. Like, that's literally all we know.
Right.
That's the only thing that changed. Now
She
we
wasn't
know
done it anyway.
Yeah, she was done with
It's
it.
like she's through. You know?
She was done with it.
So we got about 7 more minutes. We can kick back.
She was done.
Try and book you some gigs, man. Right.
Man.
Maybe
and
some
Bill Cosby.
stand up. That would be cool.
How you feel about Bill Cosby? Bill Cosby.
Bill Cosby? What about him?
How you feel about him being in prison?
He's in prison? No, I'm just kidding. You know, I just want to get some of them Jello, those Jello pudding shots. You know, those must have been really good because take a couple of those shots and you're out like for a while, right?
And you know what's crazy?
Yeah.
Because I've been talking to people and I was serious. I wrote it on Facebook. I was dead serious. I said like how people don't separate the man from the character, and because I don't think he did it. But he admitted to doing it.
I don't know.
He admitted
I don't watch the news, but I believe you.
Yeah, he admitted. He said that he done
Yeah.
gave, you know what I'm saying? But after watching the Cosby Show, I still don't feel like he did it. Like,
Right.
there's no possible way that he did this.
I was supposed to go do his show a long time ago, probably in the 90s, late 90s, let's say. And they wanted me to go. They go, we're going to fly you down on a Thursday. We're going to shoot on a Friday, Sepulveda Boulevard. Kids say the darndest things for your son, right? You know, in L.A. And I said, I had to go to court because custody. And if I miss, I lose custody. I said, I can't do it right now. And the same day, I get a phone call from Oprah's people. She said, we're going to fly you out on a Thursday, the same Thursday in Chicago, and we're going to shoot on a Friday. And I said, nah, I can't do it, you know. So they got this little girl, Church. She was a 12-year-old opera singer to replace my son on Oprah's show. And Cosby got something else. So I called back after the court. I went and okay, I'm ready. They're like Oprah's producers, like, no, you ain't doing it. And then I call Cosby's people, and they say, we got 5 minutes left. So they say, hey, you got to fly down yourself now. We're not flying. So I go down there, and they interview and do everything right. And they say it's pretty good, but we say no. You know, and I'm like, oh man. You know? And they said this show ain't about Cosby. I mean, this show ain't about the kids. On Kids Say the Darndest Things.
It's about
About Cosby. No, they said it's
about Cosby?
Yeah, they said it's about him, how the kids relate to him. So I said, well, I'm going to do that on my talk show. It's not about the celebrities. It's about how they relate to me, how they relate to Jerrell. That's what the show's about.
Care about the celebrity,
It's about us, you know. Not about all these celebrities we're going to. It's about how they relate to us. You know, it's like that's how Cosby's attitude.
Yeah, boy. But you know what I heard, and I was talking to
first comedian ever to break $1 billion too.
Man, and I was talking to I was talking to other comedians, and then I seen some interviews and stuff about Bill Cosby. A lot of comedians don't like Bill Cosby because they say he's self-centered. Like they say,
but
he feel like
that's how he made it. If you're just too kind and doormat, you're not gonna get.
No, but he felt like
he
felt like because he had called other comedians and he had tried to tell them how they should do their shows, how they should do it. He felt like everybody should do everything how he felt like it should be done. Mm-hmm. Like he really felt like he was just that dude. Like wow, Cosby, he was.
He said, Cosby said, don't let too many people tell you what to do. In other words, don't let anybody tell you what to do.
Yeah.
You do what you do what you're gonna do, and that's how you become a
that's
billionaire.
Right, he did it his way, and look what got him. Yeah.
You know, so
I mean, it don't mean nothing now because he's in prison.
He took a limo up here in Napa. I chauffeured limousines for 20 years, and one other chauffeur told me, going up to Canocti Harbor to perform. He goes, well, how? And he started smoking a cigar in the back. Can't smoke, and doesn't care. He just keeps smoking cigar. And he said, well, how far is it? So about 3 hours. And he goes, screw that. And he got out of the car and he called a helicopter. And they picked him up, took him up to Canocti from Napa. You know,
Bill Cosby get in my car, he can smoke whatever he wants.
He's like, yeah, get the Jello pudding. You know? I can't do that.
You can't even tell Cosby not to smoke if he in your car. While he in your car, that's now his car.
Right?
Until we get out,
in the limo. He don't care. He's the worst tipper. He'll tip like $1. And he's got $1 billion.
And that's how Jordan was.
You know, he'll tip $1. That's it.
Listen, that's how Jordan is. They say he a terrible tipper.
So we got about 2 minutes left. I better do some shout outs. Oh, we can go an hour. There's no show after this show. And when the show airs, there's no show after it. At least there better not be by spring, right? So let's see. See if I got some shout outs to do. Oh yeah, I've got the autographed headshots. These are current headshots, by the way. Currently from the 90s, right? So you could sell this on eBay and make a fortune. I'll get you one. I'll put it over here for you later. You could sell that on eBay and make a fortune for my picture. No, I'm just kidding.
So you sell
and then we got new car for all the live television studio audience.
Luxury.
And Napa Valley live studio audience, you're the best because they never. So anyway, I want to say shout out to my girlfriend. It's her birthday. Happy sweet 16 today, honey. And you know, I just want to say, you know, guests of the television show stay in comatose state. Transportation provided by ambulance. And I want to thank my guests. We got DJ Sparkle, my co-host, Jerrell Parker, comedian, and Takashi 69. Thanks for coming on the show. We got Quincy Jones Jr., who was updating his audio or video.
He don't know how to really fix his
thanks live studio audience. Thanks to our sponsors, Sal the Flower Guy, Doc's Trophy Shop, Emmy Lou's Diner down in River Park, Hair in Motion, Emmy Lou's Diner, Polished Nails and Spa on Trancas, right by Jamba Juice. Hey, Thui, An IOM, Hinga Play Sao. Chào tạm biệt. Tôi hiểu một ít tiếng Việt, nhưng tôi nói tiếng Việt không hả lắm. An IOM, Thui. So, God bless you and yours. So until next time, America, and pretty much we're out of here. And then we'll just see, like, half-hour show goes by so quick, huh?
Fast.
It seems like...
In 1991, I flew to Teddy Island. The water's turquoise blue and I'm back wild. Living in a jungle and it looks like Thailand. Everybody's gung-ho, 911 dialing. Met the girl on the plane. Went to other islands, sweet like sugar cane. The girl was Big Island. Putting lots of gold, you know that I'm styling. Never gets cold, emerald green on a white sand island. You are beautiful to me. Deadly eyes. got into business with Freddie and the birds, taking pictures with the tourists, making money absurd. Freddie got shot, Freddie's dead, you heard. Right through the heart, and then he said his last words. Me copy Musin was stop 4 days.